What does Caitlin Clark's recent Adidas deal mean for Angel Reese's future? Let's explore Caitlin Clark's impressive new Adidas deal and what it signifies for her career and the landscape of women's basketball. We'll also examine the ongoing rivalry between Clark and Angel Reese, looking at how this competitive spirit is reshaping the future of female athletes in sports. Stay tuned for insights and analysis, only here on Sports Frenzy TV. First off, let's talk about the media landscape. There's been a lot of discussion about how fans and media portray these athletes, particularly with the intense rivalry that has formed between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Caitlin, with her incredible skill and marketing savvy, having studied marketing at the University of Iowa, has navigated the spotlight in a way that has put her front and center in a conversation around women's sports. Many have tried to paint Angel Reese as the villain in this scenario, but she has firmly positioned herself as a strong competitor who refuses to be labeled as such. The media seems to have a habit of creating narratives that benefit them, sometimes at the expense of the athletes. Caitlin Clark has gained immense popularity, and the viewership of women's basketball has skyrocketed since she entered the league. In fact, there was a staggering 400% increase in viewership with her arrival, compared to the previous year's 40% growth. This surge in interest speaks volumes about the impact she's had, especially following the national championship game, which drew significant attention. Despite facing negativity over the last 2 years, Caitlin has chosen to embrace the conversation surrounding her. She believes that any attention, whether good or bad, helps elevate the profile of women's basketball. And she's not alone in this sentiment. Many are beginning to recognize the growth of women's sports as a collective achievement rather than the result of a single player's efforts. One of the most notable aspects in Caitlin's rise has been her ability to market her name, image, and likeness effectively. This has been a game changer for her career. The deals she secured are impressive, including an 8-year endorsement deal with Nike valued at $28 million. This partnership, which also includes her own signature sneaker, showcases the confidence that major brands have in her as a long-term ambassador for women's basketball. Now let's not forget the atmosphere surrounding the WNBA. Caitlin Clark's arrival is seen as transformative, breathing new life into the league. She has managed to draw in fans who may not have previously engaged in women's basketball, and this is a crucial moment for the sport. Sold-out arenas are becoming more common, and celebrity appearances at games are also on the rise. This buzz is not just about Caitlin. It's a sign that women's basketball is on the upswing, and fans are starting to take notice. One of the things that sets Caitlin apart is her commitment to her teammates and the larger community of female athletes. She recognizes that the attention brought to women's basketball is not just about her. It's about creating opportunities for all the incredible players in the league. There is a real sense of camaraderie among these athletes as they strive to elevate the game together. However, the media's tendency to create heroes and villains can overshadow this unity. Angel Reese has worked tirelessly to build her brand, leveraging her viral moments and bold personality to capture the spotlight. While she was yet to secure a major endorsement deal on par with Caitlin's, her impact should not be underestimated. Many believe that both players are crucial to the ongoing growth of women's basketball, and the rivalry they share only adds to the narrative that keeps fans engaged. When Caitlin Clark signed her deal with Nike, it was celebrated as a monumental achievement for women's sports. But interestingly, since the contract was signed and her WNBA season concluded, Nike's silence regarding her promotion has raised eyebrows. Fans have been puzzled by the lack of advertisements, merchandise, and promotional material featuring her, especially given her immense popularity. This leads to some questions about how brands are managing their investments in female athletes. Meanwhile, we've seen other brands like Adidas trying to capture the attention of the women's sports audience. In a surprising move, legendary tennis player Billie Jean King, who is an ambassador of Adidas, praised Caitlin. This situation has created a curious dynamic since Caitlin is already signed with Nike. It seems there's a strategic play happening behind the scenes, and it will be interesting to see how these brands navigate their endorsements in this increasingly competitive landscape. Speaking of competition, let's highlight the fact that the WNBA has been growing steadily in terms of viewership and marketability. This growth isn't just tied to individual athletes. It's also about the collective effort to elevate women's sports. For example, during the playoffs, the Indiana Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, which far surpassed other games that struggled to reach 400,000 viewers. It's clear that there is a burgeoning audience eager to see these games. However, with Caitlin's departure from college basketball, there's some concern over whether these new fans will continue to support the WNBA playoffs. As interest in women's basketball grows, it becomes vital for the league to maintain this momentum and keep fans engaged. There is a sense that the WNBA is at the crossroads, and the decisions made now will influence its trajectory for years to come. Looking ahead, the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese could be the driving force behind many future storylines in women's basketball. Their battles on the court have captivated audiences, but what happens off the court is just as important. The endorsement wars and the media narratives will continue to shape how fans perceive these athletes and the sport itself. It's worth noting that despite the competitive nature of this landscape, both Caitlin and Angel represent the future of women's basketball. They're redefining what it means to be a female athlete in today's world, proving that not only can they compete at the highest levels, but they can also thrive commercially. Their journeys serve as inspiration for countless young athletes dreaming of making their mark in sports. As the WNBA continues to evolve, it's crucial to highlight the achievements of all players, not just the ones at the forefront of media narratives. While Caitlin Clark is certainly a star, there are many other talented athletes like Angel Reese who contribute significantly to the game. The story of women's basketball is one of resilience, empowerment, and growth. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are at the forefront of this movement, and their impacts will resonate for years to come. As fans, we should celebrate their accomplishments while also recognizing the collective efforts of all athletes in the league. So whether you're Team Caitlin or Team Angel, the important thing is that we're all part of a larger conversation about the future of women's sports. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content on women's basketball and sports culture. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. Who do you think will have the biggest impact in the WNBA moving forward? Catch you next time!